those of you out there with arboreal tendencies, you will like the start. As you can see, we are surrounded by nature. And we are surrounded by sunny weather and plenty of horses, because we are in America and this is North and South mod. So as you can see, this map is being played, and we shall move on and find out what's going on. So as you can see up here, this looks to be the Confederates. So there's a Confederate cavalry making their way out. Colonel William Drake from the 15th Texas, as you can see, making his way out with his troops there. Little tail end Charlie at the end. There we go, they're making their way out. And we'll move up into the armed area of where the infantry will spawn. So you have these fine fellows over here. 14th Louisiana, there's Armistead. Or Armistead. Aha. More men making their way out. There we go. Tennessee Brigade, Captain Miha. And that, of course, is of, well, yeah, that's Lenin. Musician par excellence. And bullet catcher extraordinaire. So those guys are moving out. You've also got this collection of motley troops. There is Colonel Fremantle for the 1st Texas, with the 1st Texas behind him. And you can see they're all get themselves out. Private Cletus. And you've also got additional on the line. There we go, the 8th Arkansas. There is Colonel Voodoo. And there, of course, is the old man Janik himself. Lieutenant General Janik. Now, what we're going to try and do is find out. Now, this is the 7th Cavalry. This is the group of horses that proved very devastating in the previous videos. Line battles that we've had. They proved themselves to be a force to be reckoned with. And, yeah, as you can see, pings varying across the board. Now, that's the only drawback, is the disadvantage that the Union has. They have 85 against 108 Confederates. So, the Union will have to play well to find out how things go. So, looks like you've got more New York City cavalry in here as well, in addition to the 7th Cavalry. Wow, that's a lot of cav. Those guys are going to be nasty, nasty pieces of work. So, let's see if we... Aha! There's a man in the field. So we've got to keep our voice down just in case the enemy hears us. So let's see if we can get an idea where the enemy is. There's no enemy around here at the moment. This looks to be an ambush of a Confederate style. Yep, looks to be. Complete with Confederate State Cavalry at the back. Along with General Janik. So this is kind of a standard defensive area for the Confederate State armies. Let's see. Now, because what happens is these guys here, it's a great place to lie low, wait for the enemy to come over this bridge, and then they basically cut them to pieces. So what we're going to do is find out where the enemy is. Okay. So there's Lutz, and we're looking at Major Turin here. Or Turin, I should say. As we're looking around. The thing is, I'm not sure if the sound's off a little bit, but the sound's not coming in the direction that I would expect it to. So what we're doing is, oh dear, look at this. So the Alabamans, as you can see, taking shots. Looks like they've lost a commanding officer there. No, looks like they've lost a ranker, possibly a sergeant. And so obviously with him here with Philistic and TC-271. So let's have a look over the back here. So here are more Union troops in this lovely indent in the ground. This is the 17th Michiganians, the Michigans. Lovely music in the background. So you can see these guys doing their best to defend. Random horsey. It would not be a game of Mount and Blade without a random horse. So, hello, random horse. So, what we're going to do is you can see that the... Oh, dear. It looks like some of the guys from the Dixieland have moved over onto the other side just to even up the numbers. But the numbers are still a little bit in favour of the Confederate State Army. Ah, there he is. Our favourite musician of note, Monsieur Lenin. I swear I got my sound on wrong because it's coming out of the left-hand channel when I'm looking that way, and it should be on the right-hand channel. And on the right-hand channel when I'm looking that way, but apparently it is correct, so I'm not sure if the sound's all mixed up or whatever, but anyway. Lenin doing his stuff from behind a tree. Chance of him needing to shoot back until later are not high. So you've got these guys, obviously Captain Angron. Dinkler. Marksman Dinkler, no less, so you know he's a good shot. This guy is probably less of a good shot. And you've got these guys who are using... You can see them now, you see. Look, using this little section of bridge here for additional cover. It just does mean if anyone shoots at them from the left or from the right, they could be... Thank you. They could be susceptible to fire from the flanks. However, this location, anyone who comes down that bridge is going to get butchered. Now, what we need to do is find out whether or not the cavalry is going to try and make their way over the bridge. So you can see the cavalry over the far side. You've also got these guys down here. More Union troops. There's the 9th Connecticut. Colonel Miller, of course, armed to the teeth with his bagpipes o' war. There is First Lieutenant Oh My God Potatoes. Oh, he's just taken a bullet shot. That's going to not go down well for him. He's got to move out very quickly with his troops now. Now, you remember me saying about there's a crossing over there. There's also a crossing over here. And this is the areas that are being staked out by the Confederate State Forces. So, you've got a bunch of them here. So, the likes of Norman the Owl, who just managed to kill Major Carolus from the 6th Wisconsin. That's not going to go down well. These guys are patient. They're waiting for the enemy to come to them. You've now got Fremantle moving in to support his team, complete with a well-parked horse that hasn't been clamped. So, they're doing their best to basically trim the numbers as best they can. So, let's see. We are looking at a section of, I think, Union troops. Yeah, it looks like Union troops now. They are making their way, yeah, from the 2nd Maine. And then, obviously, Lieutenant Walker from the 6th Wisconsin. Those guys have had to move back. Oh, look, another random horse, complete with a dead person. So that's one of the commanders for the Union. Very unfortunate. So... Now, it basically means that this bridge, and that bridge are all held by the Confederate State. Now, the advantage of that means that they can stop anybody coming across and doing the necessary, so to speak. Now, out comes the Confederate Cavalry. At the same time as you get the 7th Cavalry in the middle, we have Major General Lance looking wonderful, of course, and the 7th Cavalry and the New York City Cavalry come over, and it looks like the Confederate Cavalry are making their way over towards the Union troops over by the cornfields, with the 7th Cavalry and the New York City Cavalry in hot pursuit. Look at that. Oh, God, doesn't that look glorious? Look at them charging across the field into mass combat, courtesy of the cavalry. The saber swipes are beginning. Oh, no, Cowboy's just been assassinated. So you can see here, great play here, and lots of people are going to get barged to the floor by the rampaging cavalry. Oh, this is going to get very messy. It looks like the remaining members of the Confederate State Army Cavalry are now trying to get away, and it looks like the New York City Cav, I think, yeah, the New York City, The New York Cavalry, I suppose you could say, they're now moving back to support their teammates on the 7th Cavalry, as you've also got this fine fella who is still surviving, Volunteer Napoleonic. I have to say, I'm quite impressed by his ability to survive in a, what I suppose you could call a, oh, it's a young female no less, in what you could call a target-rich environment. So this is essentially where it's all happening. Oh, nice avoiding there. Nice avoiding. Looks like team kill has just gone down. Oh, no. Oh, Norman the Owl. Norman the Owl. Oh, no. Great shot by Norman the Owl, but he takes down Saveldrick. Poor Saveldrick. Oh, dear. These things happen. So, as you can see, over here, mass charge of cavalry, the 7th and the New York City. It looks like they've taken out pretty much most of who they need to. There is still some cavalry here. The Madison Cavalry, as you can see. Oh, lovely saber slice, sir. Straight into that man's horse. Shimuni now under pressure. He's got to watch out in all directions. Oh, he gets hit by the horse. Now, the thing is, there are a few dismounted horses around, so he could get onto another horse. And if you watch, he's watching his back there to make sure he can try and get one of those horses back. And it looks like you've got a... Oh, lovely slice there. Oh, but he missed with his rifle. That's very unfortunate. He's trying to get one of those horses back if he can. Jumping over the top of the fence. And one of the... oh, it looks like he's going to try and assassinate that horse. There's Dark Django. So he's in there as well. And it looks like he's going for a collection of the 7th Cavalry. Oh, saber slice of perfection by Kakashi. And takes down Django there. So, lovely shot indeed. Volunteer Kenobi taking down Skirmisher Sergeant Major Sev. So, looks like over here... Yeah, it looks like we've got... I'm guessing this will be the Connecticut... No, Wisconsin fellas. Those wonderful fellows from Wisconsin.
Move!
And these guys are currently, from what I can see, pinned in. Because they have Confederate State troops coming from that direction. And they've now got Confederate State troops moved up here. So let's see, because you can see just in the middle of the screen there, the Confederate State troops over there. Now, let's see what's going on here. Yeah, more Confederate State troops. So these Confederate State troops are attacking from multiple directions. They're trying to do general pot shots into this place here, where you've got the 2nd Connecticut. Private Fred there taking pot shots. Bullets splintering the wood around them. Private Nightfall also in there. And Udinot, unfortunately, catching a bullet, or catching a saber slice from the New York City Cavalry. So they're in action again. Oh dear, Corporal Harpy just caught a bullet. And here we are looking at Captain Genie from Louisiana. Now the thing is, he's looks to be scouting out the area. He's not going to go for those guys because there's more of them than there are of him. And we're looking at the Arkansas troopers. Oh, they've been jumped. They've been jumped by the 7th Cavalry. They've been jumped by the 7th Cavalry. They've dismounted round the back of the cornfields, and they've now jumped the 8th Arkansas. And they're going in, and let's see how they're getting on. Oh, Colonel Voodoo doing a good job there. And we got Colonel Phillip down, taking down Hawkeye. Let's see how we're getting on. Poutine is in there. Oh, this is lovely stuff. Look at this. Tavington's in there as well. Having a little bit of a battle with Seth J8. Oh, nice stab by Tav there. And he's going to... Oh, he just managed to dodge that. Lovely block there onto Tav. This is good dueling going on here between these two people. And another attempt at stab that just looked like it got blocked. Yep. And he finally gets his man. Tavington with a kill on Sector 8. And the final members of the Louisiana get taken down. This is the parking spot for the 7th Cav. So the 7th Cav with a fantastic jump onto the 8th Arkansas and Louisiana troopers. However, this is not going to go well, as Colonel Petrarchus gets murdered. And who's holding it? Cavalry Captain Connor. Or I should say, Corporal Connor. And these two guys who are left inside. So we've got Tavington. And Connor. Oh dear. Going in for this. Oh, slice and a half, sir. Oh, but he lost his teammate. Tavington died in the corner of the building. And Corporal Connor finally could not defend against so many of the enemy and was cut down with a pistol. So very unfortunate. Now, it could be that those troops, yeah, though you see those Union troops. Oh, what's that? Yep. So you can see those Union troops have now moved away from the fence. You can see them slowly making their way away. Oh no, these aren't Union. And let's see, these will be the Union over here. So there is the 2nd Connecticut. So they've moved back even further, but they've also now got Space Navy from the 1st Texas on their tail. So these guys are running and gunning, making use of the cover that they can. Oh, shot there. OMG Potatoes gets taken out with a nice shot by Sergeant Grey. More members of the Connecticuts are in trouble. There's Nightfall going in, but gets taken out with a smack of the rifle. Who's the last man? Oh dear, Captain Genie just kills one of his teammates. And we're looking at Private Fred, who unfortunately could not make it through there and was the last man standing. And we'll move on to the final round, the next round even, yes. So there you go, a little bit of fifing going on there. Wonderful stuff it is too. So, Sergeant Major Game Changer from the 9th Connecticut, leading out his friends. There's Colonel Miller with what is probably the most shortest sword I've ever seen. Very effective. And you can see over here, who are these fine fellows? There you go, the 14th Louisiana, who have now decided, at the request of the admin, they have moved over to the Union side to even things up, because essentially what we want is as fair a battle as possible, because you don't want a complete rout. It's not fun, it's not enjoyable for anyone. You want to know that when you win, you won because you've earned it, not because of massive superiority of numbers. And there is, of course, a legless and shirtless person in the server. So Corporal Eva, obviously going for the young male or female shirtless demographic, and we shall just have to wait and see. So we'll do a little bit of rippled muscle porn for you there, obviously, so you can enjoy that. So, anyway. And why is he charging when he's trying to open the door? So anyway, this is the home of the 6th Wisconsin, who have... They're not very good house guests, are they? They arrive and then immediately start breaking the windows. It's just rude. So, the 6th Wisconsin looks like they're going to hold out here. Now, we'll move over and follow the 2nd Connecticut skirmishers, along with these fine fellows, obviously. Now, they're going to try and hold this area, and possibly push in towards this bridge, or maybe that bridge over there. Let's see what the defences of the middle bridge are like. So, looking at the middle bridge... You can see the trouble is around the middle bridge there's not really areas for cover, with the exception of these little sections here that you can stand in, pop out and take a pot shot at people, but they can also hide in those woods. You've got this area here, this very small wooded area, and this wooded area over here, but there does not appear to be anybody defending that area. Now, let's look at the far right-hand bridge. Let's see. Yeah, the far right-hand bridge. Now, this is aggressive play this time by the Confederate State Army. They have decided to move across the bridge straight away to try and defend them, or try and prevent the Union troops from making their way across. And that to me looks like, oh god, it's the 7th Cav. Look out everyone, the 7th Cav are on their way in. So, let's see. Oh, and there's a Nitec in here as well. Look out everyone. So, you can see here the 7th Cavalry charging across the battlefield. Let's just make sure. Yeah, it is the 7th Cav. Yes, it is. Recruit Morris. Now, we've got a couple of hardy, brave fellows running across the field. So there's Private Otto and Lieutenant Walker with him, moving across. And we are waiting to see what happens, because sooner or later they're going to run into these fellas. Now, these guys are setting up a rather defensive area. So you can see them taking pot shots at the two guys running across the field. And you've got this fine fellow as well, Colonel Fremantle from the 1st Texas. There we go, fire coming in from these Confederate State troops. Now firing at the Union troops on the far wall and also over on this wooded area. So you can see here, yeah, Union troops under the command of a shirtless gentleman. It's great, isn't it? He's just wearing pants and a hat. So you can't say he didn't come prepared for war. So there's Private Otto. Now, obviously, that would be why these fellows here moving up onto their position. Let's see. Haven't seen these guys before. Oh, there we go. Robert E. Lee from the 31st Alabama. And you've got another gentleman in there as well. SC. Not sure what SC is. Let's have a look on my little form, shall I? Let's see if I can find it. SC, South Carolina. There we go. So. Now. That is actually pretty sneaky. Look at that. These guys crouched just to stay behind the brow of the hill as a bunch of Confederate State troops ran past them. That is sneaky. That is very sneaky and very patient. However, Captain Robert E. Lee is now moving back. Let's see. So there's Captain Robert E. Lee there. And you've got these fellas over on the side here. So yeah, you can see that. Look at that. Alabamans. There you go. All looking good. So there will be those troops there. And let's move down to this far wall, as we've got another line making their way over. So there is USE for life from the 17th Michigan. Looking very dapper. Nice salute there from Brigadier General Shaw to his troops. Always nice to have the respect of one's commanders. As Judas Priest has just been killed. So if you want to know if he said anything bad, you have to actually record what he says, his dying words, and then play them backwards. Now, let's see. Cupcake has just managed to kill T.W. King, as we've now got modes of Connecticut forces from Louisiana making their way back to that bridge. So let's see what's going on, as we've got a mass punch up between cavalry on this field on the far right hand bridge. Loads of stabby goodness, loads of saber swings. You can see these guys having a battle. Oh, this is fantastic stuff. Trying to follow these guys as they're having a lovely saber swing onto Moppy 500. Oh, another man goes down there. Gorendis sabered in the back. So another person here as well. Oh, caught with a beautiful saber. Takes down his horse. Let's see who this is. This is Malgrim. So Malgrim, eventually gets taken down. Carroll from the Orleans Cavalry taking him down very quickly. So you've got in here the 5th Texan. They're looking very, very good as well. Taking down an awful number of the 7th Cavalry. Now, it could be, a little bit of a slice there on Tavington, and Tavington's horse is down. And another horse crashes onto Tav, as he's now under fire. He's going after multiple horses that are attacking him, and also a man on foot. Nice block by Tav, but unfortunately didn't block quick enough as Achilles takes him down. Now, if I'm right in thinking, that essentially, brutal. That is the 7th Cavalry effectively nullified as a fighting force. Now, this poor sod, this is going to be fun. Let's watch Achilles A try and get this horse back. Because, yeah, there we go. There's the horse running. There's the horse running. So, poor old Achilles now is going to be trying to get this bloody horse back. So, fortunately, his teammates are there. And they're trying to block in said horse so that Achilles can get back on, which he can. There we go. Lovely team play by the cavalry. So, let's look at the Union. 61 versus 91. So, the Confederate States still have the advantage. So, there's a gentleman there. Volunteer, I love my slaves. Yes, considering he's in the Confederate State Army, that's rather a historically apt name. Veteran Firehair, with a wonderful name, obviously, to match his ginger locks. Let's see if we can find out what's going on. I'm hearing some fluting. There he is. And he goes and stops. Typical. So you've got these guys continuing from the Tennessee Brigade, or the Tuberculosis Brigade, as I called them on one occasion. What can I say? They're infectious devils, as we shall now watch them as they are basically holding this area. Now you can see we've had a few... Oh, that's interesting. They put down a few spikes there just to stop the horses from running across, which is interesting play there. So over here... you have, obviously, the 2nd Connecticut, complete with the shirtless commander. And Nightfall from the 2nd Connecticut as well. And up there is Brigadier General Sarge. Looking very handsome today. And over here is Confederate State Cavalry. Oh boy. This is going to get messy. Let's watch. So the Connecticutans are under fire from all over the place. Oh dear. Sev managed to get stabbed by accident, and the Confederate State Cavalry is cutting down so many of the Union troopers here. Absolutely brutal. Wasn't really much these guys could do. They didn't stand a chance. They had so many cavalry, probably out-cavalried them, or outnumbered them by 2, maybe 3 to 1, for sheer weight in numbers. But they've still managed to take down a number of the horses, which is a good thing. And so, you know, at least the Confederate State Cavalry have lost some of their horse numbers. Now, oh, what's this? Oh dear, that's Brick Blades, unfortunately, being taken down. And also Volunteer Pineapple from Connecticut. Also, unfortunately, now that's got to be the shortest sword I've ever seen. That's just mad. So, the 5th Texans, the Confederate State Cavalry, have taken out yet more members of the Union troop. The Union Army are now in big trouble, outnumbered by a factor of 2 to 1. Now, so let's see. Now, some of these guys, unfortunately, are going to have to form up with a line because they are not going to be able to get back on horses because there's no horses for them. And I've been told that the tactical bush has now arrived on the server. So there is a Brigadier General Nitek in here somewhere. He's probably dead. So we'll probably see him in the next round. Ah! Captain Potato. Do love to see a bit of fifage. Now, this looks to me like possibly one of the last stands of the Union troops. Holy crap, it is! Look at this! Holy moly! Oh, God, look at this! Oh, the poor Union troopers, they're being charged from all directions. You've got guys in there all at the back. Look at this. Completely overrun from all directions. Men coming in through the harvest area and through the crops as well, going after just about everybody. Oh, goodness me. Let's see how the numbers. 12 versus 64. Holy crap. This was a good charge done. A good charge indeed. So the poor Union troops, they just could not reload quick enough. And there's General Janik in there swiping his sabre left and right as we've now got more members of the Union. Who's this poor Union sod left? Luberkill. So there's Luberkill in there. So they're going to do one more on this map and then they're going to do a map change. So let's see who's in here. Anybody? No, nobody in here. So there are 2 Union troops remaining alive. So it's just, oh dear, Cadet McGillicuddy. McGillicuddy. That's a name from, I recognise that name. That's from Blue Moon. Yeah, Moonlighting. Okay. So Colonel Phillip is the last man standing, or at least he was until Firehair stabbed him. So there we go. We are on to the next round, boys and girls. We'll be right back. And so we have returned into the battlefield. This will be, I believe, the last round on this map, and they're talking about changing to another map. So round 3 with 2 wins to the Confederate state, whereas the Union have not managed to get around on the board. However, they are outnumbered for almost every round, so fair dues to them for continuing to try, and the admins are continuing to try and balance up the numbers. Want to make this as fair a battle as possible. Now, what is Stonewall doing in there? What is he up to? Is he? He is. Okay. Bit of vandalism. Ah, see now he's done all the breaking of the windows. So we're watching Louisianans there, going in, breaking all the windows. See, look at that. Not particularly nice house. Someone's having a seizure on the bed. At least I hope that's a seizure. Yeah, okay, let's get out of this house before it gets any more base and disgusting. As we move over to find out what's going on with... Oh, no! General Janik capturing a bullet, a headshot from Freak, and a musician as well. Oh, Janik. 2 minutes into the game, and he's just been shot by a musician. That is the ultimate humiliation. So, if in doubt, duck. Oh dear, Fix Joe. Unfortunately, taking a little bit of fire. And, oh my goodness, look at this. The 2nd Connecticut got a little bit over-aggressive, and the cavalry of the Confederate States has punished them for their attempts. Oh no, look at this. Now, oh, he's dodging. He's dodging like a mofo. Look at this. No, I wouldn't advise you to go across there, because you're coming under loads of fire. And you can see now these Confederate State Army troops now making their way back towards some of the cornfields. Now, you've also got over here, let's see what's going on. And Brigadier General Sarge, oh my goodness. Multiple generals being taken out very early in the game. This is great play here. So, let's see. You've now got these guys here. These are all Union troops. They are trying to push back onto this bridge. Uh-oh. No, yeah, Union troops, and just been attacked by the cavalry, by the Confederate State Cavalry. Holy crap, look at this. Oh, this is fantastic stuff. They came charging through the trees. Quite a brave attack there for the Confederate State Cavalry, I have to say. Coming through the trees there, trying to avoid those trees, but they had the advantage of it not being expected. You couldn't see the dust being blown up by their hooves, as you've also got more Union troops over here as well. So you've got, let's see who this is. There's Captain Genie in there as well. So he is, oh, Stonewall gets taken out. And there are loads of stabbiness going on, as you can see. So you can see various people in here. So there's Captain Genie now. They've taken down most of the members here. Most of the enemy. And now the Confederate State Army has taken this little indent in the ground. Now, over on the far side here, the fight for this bridge, as you can see, there's... Now, let's have a look. Ah, the 7th Cavalry. Now, these guys look like they're actually all line troops this time, rather than actually troops. So this is interesting. Now, I wonder if they've got off their horses. I've not seen their horses parked anywhere. So it could be that they've now moved to a line troop, which would be interesting. Now, what they're doing is they're trying to engage these Confederate State troops over on the side. You've got the Confederate State Cavalry running around here, but you've also got Union troops last checked in this building. And they're not bloody there. Typical. So. Oh, look at this. Look at these fine fellows. 6th Wisconsin, there's Colonel Phillip. So they've got their engineer here, who is Eos, who is now building defensive fences around this point. Now, let's see if we can get a bearing on where that is. So there we go. So that's defending this bridge on the far right-hand side of the Union spawn, which is where we know there will be Confederate State troops. Ah, here he is. He's not wearing his bush today, and is being shot at. So here we go. There's Nitec out there looking for enemies. Will he hit him? And any minute now, Nitec is going to catch a bullet. There we go. So Nitec, who's looking very shiny in his uniform, I have to say. Complete with his little, what's this, ass bag, or what they call them, I can't remember, fanny packs, I think they call them. But over in England, yeah, fanny pack is something else. That's probably more of a STI, or sexually transmitted infection, than anything else. So if you've got a bad case of fanny pack, yeah, you need to go to the doctors. So let's see, as we've got Confederate State troops now moving up. Now, these guys decided to cheese it in the opposite direction to these fields. Oh dear, Captain Scarpio catches a bullet. And we've got these guys from the 6th Wisconsin now defending against them being pushed back by the Confederate State troops, who are now making use of said barricade. You've also got the New York City Cavalry inbound onto the Confederate State troops. Oh, look at that. Major General Lance has just been taken out by Mr. Pink. Erebor just taken out as well. Wow, fantastic stuff here. And we're looking at more of the Confederate State Cavalry. Now, that's obviously, there's IK Hopper A in there as well. And let's see if we can get back to the battle. Here we go. Corporal Sammy. Pot shots being taken at these fine fellows over here. Pluto. And let's see who else. So there's Major Turin. And there, of course, is Nitec. Holy crap, Nitec actually killed somebody with his pistol. And I'm very glad that I caught it on video, because if I hadn't, nobody would believe it. Whoops, and down goes Nitec. He's dehorsed. So he's now coming under attack. So everyone wants to capture the Nitec head, so to speak. Lovely Slaver slice. And Nitec gets killed by Recruit Bowdy. So poor old Nitec there, lying on the floor. And obviously, Nitech's guard, John Wilkes Booth, doing a great job. Aha! A little bit of dancing and fluting going on here. Fifage, so to speak. As you can now see, the Connecticut guys have decided to move up, I'm guessing. No, this is the 2nd Maine and the 6th Wisconsin moving up. And you've got, oh, the 7th Cavalry William in there as well. Yeah, this is looking great. The 7th Cavalry moving in. Oh, what's that random horse? Get him, stab him, stab him. Oh, he's been stabbed well and truly. And he's literally, oh, very close to... Oh, so unlucky. So unlucky. As it looks like the Confederate State Army is now moved up to support their team. And we have members of the Union troops basically coming to a sudden and bloody end. And we shall be moving on to a new map, I believe. So we'll be right back, guys. And we are back with the next map. Now, I'm guessing we're probably going to have a couple of rounds on this particular map. So this map is kind of one of the random ones that you would normally see in a standard line battle. Bit different from the norm. And you can see all the users getting set up, all the guys doing their thing. And they've got artillery in this one, which is nice. So... there you go, 17th Michigan, all moving around in the background. You've also got these guys as well. 6th WI. Yeah, the Wisconsins in there as well. And down here we have Louisiana. So they're all looking wonderful. And there's Private McCone. So let's see what kind of muck trouble he gets into, which it looks like he's already been in some, as he's currently got a bandage. Now, this is the New York City Cavalry. They are moving over here, as you can see. Oh, cannonly goodness. Aha. This looks to me like Confederate State Army. And Norman the Owl has just managed to catch a cannonball. Who basically shot him straight in the penis with a cannonball. So, never mind. First Texas up here defending the cavalry. Sorry, defending the artillery. Captain Potato with his head up a horse's ass. And Comrade Lenin. Got a bit of a duo going on there. Although I think it's meant to say Comrade Lenin has got the better end of the deal. In both figuratively and literally. So Corporal Voodoo takes a look at the horse fanciers briefly. And decides to say nothing and move on. You've also got over here the 8th Arkansas. And these fine fellows from Louisiana down in the corner. You've got over on the side here, Alabamans, and let's see, more artillery, so they're from Madison, and you've got this line over here. Oh dear, Fremantle has just been killed. Oh dear, that's not going to go down well. So we're now looking at Louisianan troops here. There's Recruit Slayer from Tennessee. There's Dinkler, obviously. So you can see them loading their rifles. Ramming it down, tapping it down. And Lieutenant General Janik has managed to capture a cannonball. Fantastic shot there. And poor Janik is no more. Oh dear. I don't know what it is about commanders and this game. They just have this amazing ability to catch cannonballs. So let's see. Over here, this, as it's a smaller section, I'm guessing it's the New York State Cavalry. And it is. Volunteer Wolf. And we are now looking at Alabamans making their way through. Now, the thing is, this is nice because it's like relatively tallish grass, plenty of stuff to hide behind, hills for that little bit of extra cover, and random flutage. Well, absolutely. So, you've also now got these guys. So this is a nice Union encampment with the Michigans. And loads of fire going on somewhere. We need to find that. So you see, there we go. Loads of fire, loads of slicing and stabbing us around the Confederate State artillery. So you can see them there. Who's that saluting? There's Captain Potato doing a random battle salute. And you can see this is the... Oh, crikey, look at this. Look, we come over the hill to see all this carnage. Bodies, horses, Union State troop everywhere. And a man with a horn. Yeah. So it looks like the Confederate State Army did a good job there. Took out most of the 6th Wisconsin. The 7th Cavalry is still surviving. Yeah, the 6th Connecticut there, or 6th Wisconsin, and then the 9th Connecticut, I think, suffered a little bit in that one. So let's see what happens. Oh dear. There's lots going on. 40 versus 64. So we're looking at Michigan. Oh, there we go. They're charging. They're charging into a Confederate State encampment. So you can see here. But then you've also got... Oh, look at this. This is textbook. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at this. Charging by the cavalry on foot, going after everybody in this area. This is just beautiful timing. Beautiful timing indeed. Look at that. Isn't that glorious? Great timing by the Union troops. Fantastic. And they got the colours. They got the colours as well. So great play there timing wise. And it looks like they're all going to get under Lance again. Line up behind Lance. And they could be looking at another run out as cannibals come bouncing over the top. And these guys decide to stay down here. That's smart thinking. So Tabington with smart thinking by keeping the flag low so as not to announce their position. So we're looking up here. As we're watching this Union, there we go. Major General Lance wanting his troops to get as he's seeing. So there you go. Captain Genie now moving his troops over as he now knows that there is a line of Union troops just over the hill. Now, whether or not they're going to move as a line, we'll just have to wait and see. Looks like the Connecticut, the troops here from Louisiana are moving out to possibly engage. There we go. Here we go. It's kicking off, boys and girls. It's kicking off. Oh, heavens above. Look at that. Lots of fire coming in. One shot is all they get, and then they've got to go in there with the bayonets. So they've also got Genie going in there, barging down a couple of members of the 7th Cav. And that's, yeah, that's looking pretty good for the 7th Cav, not so good for Louisianans. So there we go, we're looking at Zeus as he's making his way in. Oh, gets killed. Morgoroth getting taken down. Bal Hadad from Louisiana and Cannonball. Look at that. Neveralgic taking down Colonel Arcturus and Pontoffelpock. So there's Corporal Connor sounding the retreat at the same time as the Confederate State Cavalry arrive to do some damage. And it looks like, unfortunately, Sergeant Luron didn't do much damage. So it looks like they're going to reform now. Their commander has survived, so Major General Lance. So the question is, what are they going to do now? Because, whoops, Captain Potato has just assassinated one of his members. Rambo team killer.
Sir!
So there's Captain Potato and there's their engineer. Now, the trouble is, if they do a charge over that hill, they've got 2 cannons pointing at them. Most likely waiting with canister shots. 3 cannons and a nasty, nasty, nasty howitzer. So you can see them there. Oh, beautiful howitzer shot. Just a bit short. But now they're under attack from this bunch of Confederate state troops from the... Yep, from Tennessee. Including Recruit Slayer, who was just standing there minding his own business. And unfortunately, you don't stand still for very long on this game, because you have a tendency to get shot in the face. So you've got, there we go. This is the Tennessee versus remaining Union troops. 5 Union troops remaining. 26 Confederate state troops remaining. Oh, nice. That's John Wilkes Booth standing still long enough to catch a bullet. Shot by Alex Moore. He unfortunately, has he got a bayonet on there? Oh, there we go. He's over. And the Confederate state have won another round. So, looks like multiple wins on the trot. And it looks like we're going to switch a few people around just to even up the teams again. So we shall be back with the next level. Or the next round, I'll say. And here we are yet again in the same area. Oh, look at that. Isn't that lovely? As we're watching the Confederate state troops getting set up. Roundabouts their artillery brought into place by said Crane. And Hysteria taking down Baal Hadad and Dams 14 already. Let's see who this is. There's Volunteer Sergioy. You can see there. He's getting set up. Sorting out what his ammo is going to be. Dropping his ammo on the floor so he doesn't have to keep going back for it. Probably a little bit quicker, I'm guessing. Getting prepped and set up. So, he has got the howitzer, this mighty device, as you can see. Doesn't have the range, but has the damage. Or actually, doesn't have a barrel, so I think I need to do something about that. But, you know, those are the limits of engines and all the rest of it and stuff like that. So, you've got the 8th Arkansas here who are defending this area. You have the bullet catcher extraordinaire, General Janik. And we have now moved over to the 7th Cavalry, who are non-cavalried and are in as line troops, and don't they look wonderful with those big shiny water bottles on their backs, which is slightly, would have thought it's slightly alarming. Aha! There's 2nd Connecticut Colonel Reeves in with the drum, and in with Major General Lance. A bit of random saluting, as always happens in Union troops. There's Jigstus. Stay here for the music. 73 versus 79, so the Union still has a disadvantage, but it's less of a disadvantage. Oh, whoops, and Pontoffelpot captures a cannonball. Wow. Poor old Pont. Dead already. Now, these fellows here, from the 2nd and the 9th Connecticut, and there's also from Louisiana there, these guys are shooting long distance to see what damage they can do on those enemy. Now, smartly, these guys are keeping themselves behind the hills to try and keep their numbers hidden. So this is essentially classic line battle tactics. The only difference is that these guys can use their long-range rifles to actually hit pretty decent distance. So that's not out of the realms of possibility of accuracy. Now, that's just... Fitzjoe's just being ambitious. Normally you can't hit, you know, one of them from 30 feet away, so there's no way it's going to be like several hundred meters. So here we go. We've got some of the 7th Cavalry now engaging. Let's move across here. And you've now got, you can see those big puffs of smoke coming in from artillery. as we are now looking at a section. See, now they've got artillery over here as well. That's rather interesting. So they've got artillery on the far left, which means it will probably start firing or be firing now. That's interesting. Look at that. They've broken up their artillery into separate sections. So you've then got a cannon there. And this will be the howitzer. Yeah, that'll be the howitzer, which they're now moving up. So I'm thinking they're looking to get them. Oh, Brigadier General Shaw. Oh, officer cannonball catching at its best. So, yeah. I think there needs to be some kind of support group for officers who catch cannonballs with their face. I'm not sure what we could call it, so any suggestions in comments would be grateful. So, and this applies to Mountain Blades, so as well as everything else. So, you know, predominantly Napoleonic Wars and this mod. So let's see. Oh god, look at all these guys. Just waiting and waiting. Look at him, doesn't he look fantastic? There's Tarrington holding on to the colours. Dopefish catching a cannonball there. Cannonball's bouncing over the top of the hill. Look at these fellows, don't they look wonderful? Not sure about the gold ropes. I don't think the ropes would be that expensive. So these guys are just waiting. Very patient bunch, the 7th Cavalry. Over here, there's the 17th Michigan. All waiting.
Move it! Move! Move!
So some young fellows in there, as you can see. Oh no, Pluto has just punched to death Veteran Harry. Oh, and I'm seeing Private Wes capturing a cannonball from Diablo 595. So what's interesting now about what they've done with the artillery is... Oh, guy lying down on the job there. Is they've broken up their artillery into 3 distinct sections. And that's really going to help them because it's going to make it hard for them. Now, if we look over here, it looks like General Janik is under a little bit of attack. Let's see if we can find out what's going on. So there's General Janik. Looks like, yeah, the Confederate State Cavalry has moved in. And, oh, boom it, I just saw 2 guys hide behind a rock very quickly. From the 7th Michigans. Oh, there we go. Colonel Arcturus trying to take people out. Pulling out his sword. Going for his block. Nice block there by Arcturus. Got to be careful his saber slice does not take out any more. As we've also got fire coming on from Union troops over there. Looks like they're trying to attack this cannon position of the Union. At the same time as you've got these troops down here as well. So let's see. We're looking over here as we've got this fellow Pluto with a beautiful stab into Hysteria. And then USC for Life manages to get shot in the face by Napoleon III. So that's very unfortunate. So there's Lieutenant Colonel Napoleon III. And we are waiting to see what they decide to do. Because this is over one side of the map. You've still got a lot of Union troops holed up over here. So let's see if we can find out what this guy's up to. So 2nd Maine. So this is the bunch of the 7th Cavalry. Now I do like the way that they've spread themselves out there so that they can... That's a good line. Look at that. So you've got guys standing, kneeling in front of them. So you can essentially fire either over the top of their heads or in between them. So that's really good placement there by the 7th Cavalry. Just goes to show they know how to play line as well as cavalry. And they're up against this collection of the 15th Alabama. And they're deciding to move forward. Farfigher. Yeah, oh, here we go. It's about to kick off. And it looks like a little bit of... There we go. There goes the line fire. Poor old recruit buddy. So, as you can see, The shots are being fired left, right and centre. Looks like the 7th Cavalry are currently winning numbers-wise. No, they're not. Oh, yes, they are. Lots of fire coming in from the 7th Cav. Major General Lance trying not to shoot his own people. I think that will be generally light. Yeah, hurry up. Now he gets out the sword. Oh, nice block there. Oh, sliced by Major General Lance. Into Volunteer Cephas. Now it looks like Lance is going after the colours. Oh, takes out another one. Guru Dennis. Yeah, giving his war cry. Going in there, another sabre slice. Oh, Major General Lance is doing really well. For a commander, who normally, you know, they can either not shoot or, you know, oh, crikey. Now, it's less good for him now, as he's got 5 men after him. Now, this is Operation Lance Cheez-It. So, he's now trying to get away from all these chasers. So you can see them. Oh, he's blocking him as best he can. Oh, nice sabre slice there. And he's going in for another one. And another one gets blocked. Oh, this is the last stand. This is 1 versus 3. This is impressive stuff, I have to say. Nice kill there. Potato gets chipped. And we just see... Oh, Major General Lance takes 1 hit. Goes in for another slice. Gets it blocked again. This is hard work. This is hard work by Major General Lance. Oh no, he's just got barged to the floor. Oh. Oh, that was just rude. Captain Genie just barges him to the floor and then Major General Lance gets murdered. So, poor Lance. That was a fine battle. A fine battle by Major General Lance. Very glad we saw that. So, let's see. We are now looking at the Confederate State Cavalry. And... you can see, let's see. Oh God, 1 Union player. It's YXPL, and he's never going to surrender apparently. So, aha, there he is. Oh, oh, Genie gets team killed. Perfect, absolutely perfect.
Dirty rats!
So yeah, he's using harsh language as he runs in the opposite direction. He's probably going to look for a turning opportunity to do a quick turn and stab. We'll have to wait and see. There we go. There's the turn and stab. Oh, into Luba kill. And then Hasden kills a teammate. And there you go. That's that round over. And I think we got one more round remaining, boys and girls. Or it might be the game over. Yeah, it looks like GG for everybody. So we hoped you enjoyed this line battle, courtesy of the North and South mod for Napoleonic Wars Mount and Blade. We hope you enjoyed yourself. We hope you enjoyed watching the teams. We hope you enjoyed the strategy, and we hoped everything was enjoyable. So,